I think he's lying.
Is that a gram?
New card. What do you think?
Whoa. Very nice. Look at that.
It's very cool, Bateman, but that's nothing. Look at this.
That is really nice.
What do you think?
Nice. Jesus. That is really super. How did a nitwit like you get so tasteful?
Let's see Paul Allen's card.
Welcome to the British Grand Prix here in the rainy circuit of Silverstone, where we can look forward to 3.6 miles of this mostly flat, iconic circuit, which will surely promise some great racing. 18 turns with 8 to the left and 10 to the right, all of which will be a test on the driver's tyre management, including that of Brooklands, the quick left-hander after the first DRS zone that feeds into Luffield, where we can see drivers go side by side or even set up a move out of Luffield and into Copse, the quickest corner on the circuit. Effectively flat in the dry, but it won't be for the drivers driving in intermediate conditions today. Beckett's and Chapel mark the end of the Maggots and Beckett's S's section. Not only is it a tremendous set of corners as a driver, but a good exit here is crucial to be able to defend or attack down into the second DRS zone and into Stowe. Drivers would usually have the choice of the C3, C2 and C1 tyres here, the hardest range, but you'd have to be particularly brave to try it, as I expect all drivers to be starting on the intermediate tyres given the conditions. Now, let's have a look at how they line up for the race. Rob starts on pole position once again, looking for his third race win in a row, while Pace joins him in P2 in his best qualifying of the season. Skarma joins his VCAP teammate at the front in P3, with Lukas starting P4 looking to continue his Drivers' Championship fight. Kev starts in P5 as the lead Mercedes driver this time around, with Bosch starting his season best P6. K-Pax joins us for the first time in 5 races, starting P7, with Michelando lining up in P8. Musty starts P9 for the second race in a row in the Alpine, with Casper starting P10 once again reserving for the Ferrari. Vibora gets his best P0 qualifying of P11 in the Haas, whilst Tesco starts P12 after a poor qualifying. Mr. Seedy joins us in P13 in the other Alpine, whilst Devereaux is the lead Williams driver starting in P14. Baz rounds us out in P15 as the final running car in the other Williams. I think it's a long pit lane here in Silverstone, so getting your pit right is absolutely crucial. We're going to have a brilliant view here as Rob is going to be hounded by both VCAPs, although I will not be able to see any action that happens behind. So Liam will be able to keep an eye on any movings up and down the grid, but we are going to stay on board with the Aston Martin. Rob has looked impervious this season so far. Can he defend his lead into T1? It's 5 red lights. And we are go in Silverstone. Pace gets a really good start. Off the start, very so slightly bogs down. Pace is going to go side by side with the Aston Martin driver. And Pace is going to lead into T1. Rob is going to try to fight this one. But Pace is going to keep the position all the way. And Rob's under pressure from Skarma. Goes down the inside of T2. Going to be a V-carb. 1-2. Rob goes wide onto the curb. He's going to try and defend it on the inside. Lukas is sneaking up the inside of the V-carb driver. Rob looks like he might have defended his position as Lukas. Oh, there's been contact. Bosch and K-Pax have gone round at the background.
Yeah, I was keeping a very close eye on that. I couldn't quite see exactly who caused the problem. I do very much think K-Pax was a bit of a passenger in that incident, as Bosch veered off and took very much a bit of contact with K-Pax's front wing. I'm not entirely sure. Think there was a third car very much involved as they went 3 breaths down. So
big drama
very
there.
Risky moves.
All the way gone down. We're just looking at Skarma has a big snap there. Looking up and down the grid. Musty's made up 4 positions there. Casper up 3 positions. Vibora up to P8 there. He's going to get a nosebleed up there. Tesco moving up a couple of positions, as is CD, Devereaux and Baz, with the other drivers falling all the way down. Tesco looks like he's going to go around the outside of the Aston Martin. I know he has to wash a little bit wide as he's got Vibora for company up there. As Michelando goes a little bit onto the curb, and these two are going to have a great battle. As Tesco going to send it up the inside. He's using his battery. Is he going to go up the inside of Brooklands here? It's a good overtake from Tesco. He's made the pass on Michelando. Sorry, Liam, to interrupt. Keep my eyes off this battle. Yeah, Tesco is right on the back of Vibora with a big snap Is Tesco going to try and make the pass here? He's having to use whatever battery he can. No DRS for assistance here. Goes down the inside of Stowe, and Tesco moves up to P8. Good recovery after a bad qualifying.
Keep an eye on Mr. CD, mind. He is very much keeping in with Mika and getting brought across, especially with Vibora being there. But Vibora has managed to go around the outside, and they make contact
Mr.
also.
CD, oh, Mr. CD nearly collecting K-Packs for good measure there. So I think Michelando had an incident with Vibora, which got him past in club corner. So Mr. CD is fighting with the Haas here, but K-Pax is right on the back of him. He wants to make this back. K-Pax goes down the inside of the Alpine. Is he going to hit the Haas driver? He doesn't, but he does make contact with the Alpine as well, so Mr. CD will not be happy with that, as the Williams are fighting with Bosch there in the background. I think that is Devereaux who's fallen back ever so slightly. So everybody will score points as long as they participate. As K-Pax goes down the inside of Mr. CD into Stowe. Does he make the move stick? Mr. CD's going to try and stick it around the outside. K-Pax is still there. He's going to go around the outside of Club. Mr. CD looks to defend on the inside. Is K-Pax going to be afforded any room here? Tesco is setting in fastest lap after fastest lap. So is Pace going to be in trouble? We'll see. Mr. CD does defend his position from K-Pax there as well. Very well done. Very good driving from all drivers involved here. And Michelando and Vibora are just eking their way further and further away as Mr. CD is defending from K-Pax. Is K-Pax going to go around the outside? Oh, they're so close. There's not a lot of grip out there. Bosch is going to be coming in for company here. Is he going to have any grip around the outside as well? K-Pax there.
Tesco's made the move stick on his teammate Kev.
Big stick, big contact there. K-Pax and CD actually came together at the same time there. Bosch is potentially going to make a move down the inside of the pair of them. Is he? No, Bosch goes down the inside. No, maybe he does. So Mr. CD is still there. Bosch with a micro correction, and he's having to lose the position to K-Pax as well. So some brilliant fighting here. And Baz is right on the back of this battle now, as is his teammate. But it's as you were, Mr. CD defending from K-Pax. Oh, there's been a contact as Mr. CD runs a bit wide. K-Pax is going to go down the inside of Cops, makes the move stick, very authoritative, as Mr. CD has a big snap to good measure as well, and loses the position to Bosch as well. Baz is right on his trumpet, but Baz just ekes out of it, knows that it's not his battle. As Mr. CD gets a big tank slap and picks up a 3-second time penalty for good measure. He is keeping it pointing in one direction, but he is absolutely wrestling the car at the moment. So, I'm aware Rob and Scam have closed the gaps, but Lucalis has actually fallen ever so slightly behind as we see Mr. CD goes down the inside of Bosch, the Alpine driver. Oh, big contact, and CD is round. Mr. CD is round after contact with the kick driver there. Unfortunate for him. Swap positions with his teammate, and I tell you
he's
what,
on an absolute mission.
He is absolutely must. He goes really wide there. Tesco says thank you very much. Didn't even need to fight it. Tesco up to P5 from P12. Brilliant driving from him. Does get into the mirrors of the McLaren driver. Takes a lot of curb for good measure. Hopefully doesn't pick up a penalty for it as well. Vibora goes wide. K-Pax sticks up the inside. Vibora and Bosch going wide there. You can see as soon as the drivers got onto the wet stuff, there was absolutely nothing giving. As this track improves here, as look at this still going side by side, Vibora goes around the outside of Cops. What an overtake to regain the position back on the McLaren driver. Brilliant from the Haas there. Nothing. The tyres are going to start getting warm as they drive on this hot stuff, but there's not a lot of time out there. K-Pax is dumping his battery, goes down the inside of Stowe. Is he going to be able to keep it? Oh, look at that. Vibora with a little bit of contact with Vibora, but K-Pax keeps it. And Bosch is going to go around the outside of the Haas driver. A little bit of argy-bargy for good measure. Vibora defends the position from the kick driver. So going to go side by side down to Cops, but I think Bosch might be able to defend that one. But look how close Rob is. Rob goes along the side, and Rob regains his position. Look at that.
While Lucalis is looking up the inside of Skarma and gone through. Oh, he's gone.
Lucalis, he's kept it pointing in a straight line. He's fallen behind Tesco there. I just caught the wrong angle of it there because I switched to the wrong driver. But Tesco moves up into P4, and look how close he is to that battle. So is Tesco going to be a new factor here? Lucalis trying to go around the outside of Skarma at toe, and as we spoke about, once the track gets wet, there's no grip out there at all. Third of the way through now. Tesco, is he going to go down the inside of Skarma? I thought he was going to. As Skarma collects a bit of curb, has a bit of a snap. Tesco can have a look for a very audacious move here. Decides against it. As Skarma, look how much he's fighting. Skarma with a big snap. Tesco, as Skarma's fighting with the car all the time, and Tesco moves into the podium positions. Absolutely fantastic drive
He's very much getting very close to Skarma as well at the moment. Close the gap to under 0.3 of a second.
Pace is in. Pace is in the pits. Pace is in the pits for an intermediate tie. He's gone for the undercut.
Oh.
So
Luke has followed him into the pits.
yes, drivers think it'll be intermediates to the end as Pace there inexplicably sets the quickest lap despite being into the pits. Well, we're going to ignore that as Bosch is right under the back of K-Pax. Bosch goes side by side with K-Pax. Is he going to go around the outside of Stowe here, or is he going to go for the cutback? I think he's going for the cutback here as K-Pax defends very well indeed. Kev also went into the pits. They're all both at the pits. As it stands, he's waited a long time to pull that trigger. So Tesco with the 3 seconds. Big drama in the chance for the race win here. Tesco's picked up a 3-second time penalty. I told you, he's got a knack for it. And that'll be music to Pace's ears. Pace will round the pit straight now, and Pace is back in the lead of this race. I'm keeping on board with Skarma because I'm curious to see, is he going to come out ahead of Rob? As you see at the top of your picture, Rob actually came out ahead there. Oh, side by side with Tesco. Tesco goes around the outside of him. Rob did very well on his in-lap there. He's got ever so slightly fresher intermediates. He's come out just behind Tesco. He's on the fresher tyres. He needs some heat into it, but Tesco's carrying a penalty as Pace extends his gap. Oh, I don't want to say it. I don't want to be the commentator's curse, but Pace is in an absolutely brilliant position.
Of course, he knows he's got a 3-second time penalty himself, so he would have to get this move done very soon and rocket on into the distance afterwards.
Rob has passed Tesco's. Tesco's had a snap coming onto the hangar straight there, and Tesco has fallen behind Rob as it stands.
Very much filtering on the edge of that 3 seconds, dropping just below and just above.
Yellow
It's
flag.
gonna be very
It's like it's
interesting when that
Kev.
plays.
Kev is off. Kev is off. Something's happened there. He's either had a moment or a collision with Musty. He will maintain his position in P7. Is he picking up? He's got no wing damage, so he won't lose any spaces to Casper there. But Kev tried something on Musty. Potentially, did he snap? I don't know. We'll have to see.
One very big thing to note as we come into the close of this race is I do believe Casper is getting under that threshold on fuel. Now, whether he's going to have to go into some form of fuel management going into the end of this race and actually concede his position, but K-Pax is now under 2 seconds away from overtaking Casper at this moment as well.
Rob is that much closer to Pace. Now, in passing the lapped car there, Pace lost a bit of time. So obviously no DRS, so Pace needs to consider that as we enter 2 more laps. Rob was the stealer of hopes after taking 2 people away from potential first ever pole positions last weekend in Austria. He's now under a second away from Pace as we enter the last 2 laps.
He's now gained under 3 seconds yet again. Could bring himself into podium.
This is the one to watch, though, as we start the final lap. Pace leads from Rob. There's less than half a second between them. Pace, as it stands, has more battery on his car available than Rob does. You see both drivers just really fighting with the car there. The tyres at the absolute limits of grip. Is Rob going to get a better run onto the middle straight here? Not a lot of chance for an overtake here. Rob knows the best chance will be surely into Maggots and Beckett's. He's very close to the back of him now as they navigate their way through Brooklands. Pace needs a really good exit out of Brooklands here because he knows Rob is right on the back of him here. I tell you what, both drivers with a little bit of a kick. Rob is going to be very close to him. I'd be interested to see if Rob makes a move into Cops. Look how close the Aston Martin is. Knows the smart decision would be to leave it P2 rather than do a Hail Mary. Knowing where he is in the championship as Pace runs through Maggots and Beckett's. Now, is the dirty air going to be a contributing factor here? Is he going to have enough battery to defend his way through? I'm just going to keep this on to see if either driver picks up a time penalty. Pace with a little bit wide, puts him massively under pressure from Rob. Rob goes side by side with the VCAB driver. They're both using whatever battery they have left. Rob is going to pinch him on the inside here, VCAB. Pace is going to defend on the inside. There's a bit of contact. Rob rounds the Stowe on the last sector of the last lap, and the curse continues for Pace. Rob will round the final few corners here. Rob, impervious from pole position at the very death. Rob wins the Silverstone Grand Prix. Pace comes home, a heartbreaking P2. Tesco there with a massive push at the end secures him a podium Lucas will come home P4, Skarma there in P5, and a long way back, Musty will see us out for P6 as he approaches club, and I think there is going to be some words given there, a little bit of contact.
I don't know what happened to Lucas on that last lap, but he was on that 3 second, just filtering in between, and as coming into sector 3, he dropped from about 2.9 to about 3.7, so I don't know whether he was pushing a little bit too hard to try and gain that little bit of extra time, but whatever happened certainly cost him that podium in the end.
So Kev comes home there in P7. Casper there, I don't know if you caught it at the bottom of your screen, unfortunately did run out of fuel. He is just crawling his way around. Heartbreaker for him. Bosch comes home P8, very well done to him. K-Pax in P9. Baz there in P10, serving his penalty, will come home ahead of Casper, who finishes P11, who I actually think will lose that position to Devro because of a 10-second time penalty when he ran out. Michelando does take flag in P14, he will score points there. Devro does jump Casper to P12, and Vaboro ran us out for P13 as it stands. So